Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
If you try to knock me, you'll get rocked. welcome back. It's a brand new season of CGL.
This is just an absolute treat. These players are so damn good.
The talent on these teams is undeniable. Everybody on every team right now is making plays.
It's going to be an exciting start to the season, and it'll just get better from here on out.
We're about to step to a whole new era of Overwatch esports. So much exciting action is happening here on CGL that you do not want to miss.
Look who's starting it all off, it's Raven. No one necessarily figure out what is the right way to go just yet.
What a nice roll through from Peyton. It's just gonna solidify everything for Mythos.
Does come back, and Arsario gets the mech, but I don't need a mech. I'll kill 4 anyway.
This is just a highlight reel for Arsario right now.
They're making a statement in the EU Masters here.
This patch is still incredibly fresh. There's so much to learn, so much to change about the way we play the game.
SKT, but the shatter is colossal.
Let's get it going.
Trades keep coming through. Lores, you're gonna be able to find these shots true.
Inu on the overclock with 2.
Here comes an Antler immediately comes back with fine skills, slicing and dicing their way through 2, 3, so back and forth.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the end of the first week of the Season 13 playoffs. We've got a matchup here in our Diamond tier between Cogent, Hog and Ball Torture, and Emerald. I'm joined tonight by Shadow Fang. Shadow, you ready to close out the week strong?
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get ourselves a good match here between Hog and Ball Torture and Emerald. But with the position in the standings right here, I'm not too sure if that's going to happen. But, you know, fingers crossed we can get a good match here. As you can see, Cogent, Hog and Ball Torture 9-0 with a plus 24 map differential. Emerald, a little bit further down the list, 2-6 with a minus 12 map differential.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Cogent, they are the undisputed best team in this tier. At the moment, it's not particularly close, and until somebody can step up and say, hey, no, we're better. I mean, that's just going to be the general consensus, I feel like, in this Diamond tier that Cogent, Hog and Ball Torture, they're number 1. So we'll see if Emerald is going to be able to make a stand here, or if Cogent will continue their domination after, you know, going undefeated not only during the season, but winning the mid-season tournament. So we will see. I mean, we get a look at our bracket real quick. You know, it's not a very big one, only 4 teams here in the Diamond tier bracket, but what you think, Shadow?
Well, you know, I kind of want to see Mythos Griffins go up against Hog and Ball Torture in the next round for that winner's final. I think that would be a really fun matchup. Or we could see the IUPUI Bastion OF move forward as well. And then, you know, anything can really happen when you have a loser side of the bracket as well. A team can get hot out of nowhere and just kind of take off. I always think about the shock in Overwatch League when they just took off to the grand finals on Proper's back a couple years ago. So anything can really happen when you start to play these games like this. Pressure can get to people.
Yeah, I mean, Mythos Griffins sitting at 7-1. The only other team in the Diamond tier that's got higher than a 1, I guess win-loss ratio would be the right word term there. They are sitting at 7-1, which not shabby at all. A really, really good season. No. But of course, Hog and Ball Torture, they're undefeated, having defeated Mythos Griffins. I don't actually remember if they played during the bracket of the midseason tournament. I would assume that they did at some point. But I mean, right now, Hog and Ball, they are they're a very, very strong team. And, you know, let's get a look at them. We've got CJ Cool and Ifa Fitai on the DPS, Dizero on the tank, and Exo and Snippy bringing up the backline, an absolutely dominant team in this tier. They look to continue their dominance tonight.
Yeah, Dizero in particular, I've noticed every time I've seen them play, they are absolutely dominant on basically every tank they decide to play. And then for the side of Emerald, we're going to have, looks like Swagnamite 12, Coda on the DPS line, along with Race PV, Race FPV, Reese Cub, and Ortho Meerkat on that support line. I don't know as much about Emerald, but I will say I like their name.
I was about to say that. I don't know anything about Emerald. I haven't gotten to watch them play it all this season, but Swagnamite is a gas name. That is such a good name. Oh my goodness.
Yes, absolutely. Emerald, these are also all of Emerald's players, if I recall correctly from looking at the team sheet.
Yeah.
So that's going to be their lineup throughout. They might swap roles, who knows? But for the side of Hog and Ball Torture, they have like an entire second roster they could potentially swap in if they wanted to.
Yeah, and I think that with the characters that we're seeing from Emerald, I think that we're going to see a bit more of a pokey style from them. You know, Reese likes her Mercy, and they also have an Ashe player in Coda. So that is kind of where I'm expecting Emerald to go in this series. You know, this is the Diamond tier where comfortability trumps all. If you're not comfortable on the meta, you don't have to play the meta. If you are really good at something individual, you can find a lot of value. But they've got like a very, very dominant opponent that I think is probably going to be running the meta.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we could see from the Hog and Balls, team sheet, they love to play dive compositions, which fits right into seeing Disro having that Diva as their favorite tank. So I would not be surprised. For some reason, Doomfist is sticking out in my mind when I'm thinking about Disro, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something along those lines either.
Yeah, I think that if it's not that Orisa composition that is the meta right now, then I wouldn't be surprised to see a dive. Because again, even for a team as dominant as Cogent has been all season, it's still, like I said, the Diamond tier, where if you're really good at something and you're really comfortable on something, you'll find value if you know how to play and gel with your team. So I unfortunately haven't gotten to watch a lot of either of these teams throughout the season. So it's going to be really, really interesting as we get into our first map of Nepal to see what these teams are going to roll out on.
Yeah, Nepal, really solid choice here. There's a wide variety of different comps you can definitely play on this map. But again, I wouldn't be surprised to see like you said, the poke comp come out from Emerald. Because if they're going to run that Ashe Mercy pocket, well, at that point, you may as well just run the Sigma as well and just fully commit to the poke so that, they say one person doing something is feeding, 5 people doing something is a team.
Yeah, and, it's just like, as long as you are comfortable and synergistic with your teammates, as long as there's no, rifts or divisions, you're usually going to be okay here, right? So as we get into Nepal, I mean, you just got to think that teams are going to do what they do. They're just going to want to be comfortable here because playing that Orisa, while it is the best choice right now, it's not always going to be that end-all be-all. Overwatch is a great game where you can play whatever you want. It's a crazy thought that you don't have to lock the Orisa to win games. So I'm really interested to see what these teams are going to roll out on.
Yeah, I mean, and right now at least we're seeing Swagnamite play the Venture, which, I'm not surprised by that at all. So, and Hog and Ball Torch are coming out on that dive comp with the Winston, so this ought to be fun. Also, it looks like people are playing different roles. Yeah. Yes.
All right, so Hog and Ball Torture versus Emerald begins now as Emerald comes in on a very, very interesting composition at that. So we will see as we get started. Snippy decides to engage as Swagnamite dives under the ground, tries to find something with that out, and they're going to be able to drop Disaro early. Emerald finding that early pick is a great sign here as they push Cogent back for the time being.
I mean, I've got to be honest with you, Fletch. I'm not entirely sure what just happened right there. It seemed like Meerkat just got taken down early, and then Reese Cup getting the kill with the Life Weaver. So we're seeing a Life Weaver, one of the comps of all time right now, honestly, from Emerald.
Oh, very, very interesting thing here is Efaptai going to be able to throw that mag grenade across the universe, it seems like. As Emerald, they're just letting this percentage go up. They don't have to super hard engage here. They can just wait for Cogent to dive like they are right now. Race trying to find these knives as Snippy is in here trying to tase people down to death, but it's a lot of damage that they are taking as CJ Cool has the Riptire. Snippy has gone down early to the Drill Dash. The Riptire has to find something, and it will find 2 kills here. Reeves and Coda able to be taken down by the Riptire, and Race led EFAF right to the watering hole there with that kill onto themselves.
Well, you know, that might have been strategic, Fletch. You can't get ult charge if you die to a Deadeye like that, so, you know, smart pull. Smart pull. Big time tire, though, from CJ Cool, also taking down both supports so early. I don't know the name of Venture's ultimate, quite honestly, so I'm curious. Tectonic Surge. All right, we're going to see a Tectonic Surge come out in this fight. This row doesn't have beat, so I think it might be big time.
All right, it is an ultimate that does a lot of damage, and Swagnomite's ready to go. Here we see the Tree of Life out as well as the Kitsune Rush from EXO. Swagnomite not even going to get a chance to throw out that Tectonic Surge, and Emerald, they've just got to disengage here. They don't want to, actually, as you see Race up there wants to try and build up to the Rampage, but now with the death of Coda, will disengage finally.
Yeah, I mean, really smart disengage. You managed to get 4 ultimates if you're the side of Emerald. Just make sure you don't burn all these ults at once and you're looking good. You really just want to get beat out of Disaro if you're the side of Emerald.
All right, here we go. Emerald, a wealth of ultimates in their pockets, ready to go for this next fight. 70% is the mark now for Cogent as Race wants to play safe, has the Rampage ready to go, knows that there is no way to stop it, and hits a couple with the Rampage. The sound barrier is big from Disaro as this Deadeye. We're going to see a pick from the Tectonic Surge onto Disaro. Swagnomite gets traded for Disaro. Now the Terra Surge from Snippy has to find something if they want to keep this fight going. It does not. And so Emerald will be able to keep this point, or will be able to take this point away from Cogent. Snippy has other ideas for the time being, is all alone, just wasting time, it appears. Will go down here, and Cogent will take the flip.
And yeah, it looks like Emerald does manage to take that, get it back on their side. They did manage to hold on to their Death Blossom. It's going to be tough to get good value out of this Death Blossom, though, going into this comp that Hog and Ball Torture has. I mean, who can you really kill with Death Blossom on this team? Are you just going to solo Blossom a Junkrat that doesn't have any mines? This is going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
All right. Fafita is in there with the Pulse Pistols ready to go, trying to find something on this Tracer. The Tree of Life is out early from Reese. Fafita trying to get out alive there as Swagnomite burrows in. Gonna jump out, breaks the mine as CJ Cool decides to go in a little further than they should have. Now, this Kitsune Rush from EXO could be very, very strong for Cogent, and they'll be able to drop Coda with the help of that Kitsune Rush. Disaro makes the team more durable, and Swagnomite cannot get back under the ground before Cogent is able to take them out. It's just Race, and I believe if Coda on this, no, that's actually Meerkat on the point, but neither of them are alive any longer, and it's just the stress touches now for Emerald as the the overtime wick begins to burn. Swagnomite returns to the fight, but is all alone, cannot get anything done alone. Emerald falls short after a really good start, but Cogent on their swapped roles still able to bring it out.
Yeah, quick shout out to whoever took out Coda in that next to last fight for Hog and Ball Torture. That was the key kill. Coda, I want to say, was 97% to their Coalescence. And I think that little bit of extra healing and damage might have been able to turn the fight in their favor. They were the only ultimate on the board for the side of Emerald. And just killing them right before they get that Coalescence online in such a close fight. Massive, massive for Hog.
All right, here we go. Emerald gonna change it up a little bit. Swagnamite now on the Cassidy. Cogent right now though, CJ Cool and Fafita are going to play Junkrat Farah. So an interesting composition we have here for Cogent as Emerald tries to get this going, find some footing here to take Nepal Village. Fafita gonna just fly over casually. They know that Emerald is walking towards main as Fafita begins to rain these rockets down. The Gracie not going to find a target there. Neither is Carnage, and Race will go down. And with Cogent having gotten this flip early, Emerald will be pushed out.
Yeah, and I mean, just really solid first fight there for the side of Hog and Ball Torture. You see Snippy already 71% to this Terra Surge, just kind of putting in a lot of damage onto the side of Emerald. And you see Race over here swapping to match this Orisa, just kind of needing something that's able to live through all this spam damage from the side of Cogent. I mean, that's a lot of spam. I call this the Diamond Killer right here, because this is what I see in all of my comp games. Junkrat Farah.
All right, Fafita still dealing a lot of damage, and it's a trade for CJ Cool and Reese here as this Cassidy being pressured out by Fafita will go down. Swagnamite cannot get away with their life. Terra Surge out from Snippy, going to put Race in their place, and it will be Cogent that's able to bring that fight out 50% now.
Yeah, I mean, just big time fight win again for the side of Cogent. They are going to have their Kitsune Rush available. Be watching for Fafita to, I imagine this barrage is just going to be on top of someone's head. Most likely the Soldier of Swagnamite, just to get them out early.
All right, they know that Race is main because Fafita is just holding that area as Race is alone, like dead alone. Nobody is even close to this Orisa. Can they take down the Farah? No, they cannot. Meerkat going down early is a significant amount of damage lost as well. And into this Kitsune Rush, Emerald, there's just nothing that they can do. They didn't even need the barrage.
Yeah, I mean, just all the damage coming out. And I mean, yeah, by that time, you're going to just have Sound Barrier to deal with that. And that is a quick round for the side of Cogent Hog.
Yeah, there's the barrage. It's more just fireworks at the end of the map, but I mean, from start to finish, at least on Village, yeah, that was Cogent all the way. You know, Shrine was a lot closer. It was 100-99, but I mean, that was rough, right? For Cogent, they did a little trolling, right? They're not on their main roles, and they're confident. They think that they can beat this, and wow, okay, yeah, that was disgusting.
I'm disgusted right now.
But
I need to leave.
Yeah, they're confident. They think they're winning this season. You know, they think that Disro is gonna get his 5th championship. And I mean, there's a reason that Cogent picked Emerald, right? Because unfortunately, the truth is that Emerald is on the bottom of the standings, and Cogent, they're on the top. So that's just how those opponent pickings go. It'll be, you know, it's going to be rough, right? But Emerald, I think that if Cogent continues to do the silliness that we saw on Nepal, which is not a guarantee, I think that if Emerald does not, you know, play, you know, 1-4 like we saw on Village there, where Race was all alone, I think that they definitely have a shot at least drawing some blood.
Yeah, we did see it in point 1. That was what was that, a 99 point? All your difference is Coda getting that Coalescence online potentially. Like, that was your difference in taking that first round. And now we're going to wait and see what the side of Emerald decides to pick. their choices are going to be between Eichenwald, Paraiso, Midtown, and Hollywood. I would think, based on what I just saw, they're probably going to want to go for Eichenwald. That's probably the most brawly map of those 4. I think, at least.
Yeah, well, it won't be. It'll be Midtown for Emerald's pick here. I mean, it can work. I just think the unfortunate truth is that once we saw Snippy go over to that Orisa, the Junker Queen just lost all of its steam. I mean, the Junker Queen is very, very good into Winston, but as soon as Snippy realized that, ooh, this map is a little closer than we'd like it to be on this dive comp, they said, the hell with that. We're going to Orisa and we're going to stomp you into the ground.
Yeah, Orisa's really good at existing and walking forward and having a lot of damage. That's just what Orisa can do really well. She can exist longer than any other tank can, except for maybe Malga 2 patches ago.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is this patch, and even 2 patches ago, Orisa was just as good as she is now.
Right?
Yeah, she's strong. I mean, she's like, you want to talk about dominant heroes in Overwatch? Orisa is basically a counter to damn near every other tank right now. It's actually ridiculous. So there's no like surprise that teams are relying on Orisa to win games. Like, I've seen teams that were on worse compositions who were losing very, very badly switch to Orisa and either bring it back very, very close or straight up win. That's the difference maker that Orisa can be. She is a stone wall with a hard CC and significant amounts of damage, which really no other tank can boast right now. Maybe besides Ramatra, who has a little bit of that survivability when you put the hands up. But guess which tank can force those hands to go down?
Yeah, and I mean, just to reminisce about good old Overwatch 1, the double shield heroes still have the cooldowns that make them stay alive for so long, that made double shield that dominant composition in Overwatch 1. They just turned Orisa from a shield into a Diva defense matrix, essentially. That's all they changed about Orisa, really. I mean, the spear is a little different too, but you get my point. They have all of their sustain abilities. Sigma's the only other tank that I would say. Yeah.
It's a push, not a pull now.
Yeah. That's basically it. Because the Fortify was always the thing that made Orisa so good in that double shield competition. It's the thing that makes her so good right now. She can just stay alive for forever. And here you go. We're getting the Sigma going up against the Orisa. Probably the only other tank that can stay alive just as long as the Orisa can. You just have to be a little bit smarter with the Sigma, because your grasp is your overhealth. With Orisa, you just get to fortify and have overhealth automatically.
Yeah, and I mean, without that experimental barrier, Sigma can also be, just walked past, essentially. And Orisa is not happy when you walk past her. She could just spear spin you down because she gets that speed boost to try and catch you. Sigma relies almost solely on the accretion, so we will see as we get into Midtown what these teams are going to get up to as Emerald comes out on the Sigma. The accretion smacking Snippy in the face, and CJ Cool is in there like swimwear right now. Somehow stays alive ridiculously, I might add, in the face of 5 players on Emerald. The Dynamite gonna come out and hit a couple of people there for Coda, trying to find something to get this pick early. Swagdamite on the Sojourn, gonna try and build up these railguns to find the picks. Just right now, Cogent are playing their corners so perfectly, and they're happy to just not let Emerald walk in, because if Emerald doesn't walk in, they can't cap the point. It's a big Dynamite from Fafita to force Emerald back, as Coda is so damn low, and Snippy able to clean up on Meerkat is going to be the fight winner that Cogent has been looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that was really what was going to decide it there, was which Ashe is going to get the better Dynamite first, and we see that Fafita gets a slightly better one, and this is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, Reese throws out the Valkyrie here early. So they're going to have a little bit of extra survivability for the time being, but still Emerald struggling to get past this choke through the spam and poke of Cogent. Now Fafita throws out the Bob, and CJ Cool is just ready for Swagnamite there as Fafita cleans up 3, 1 with Bob, 2 with the Viper, and Emerald, they are getting a runaround right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have this Gravitic Flux up and available. You have to, if you're a race, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot get hit by this spear from this Orisa when you use this Gravitic Flux. You have to force some cooldowns out when you use it.
CJ Cool almost has the Riptire ready to go. I doubt looking for that right now, but I mean, there's nobody looking behind Emerald right now, and CJ Cool wants something, does a lot of damage, finds the Riptire, and somehow is still alive. They just can't get rid of CJ.
All right, that can't happen. What just happened right there can't happen. If CJ's gonna do that, CJ has to at least die for doing that. That's unbelievable right there. I can't believe they just lived through that. Plus side though, Emerald didn't use any ultimates, so now you got 4 ultimates if you're the side of Emerald.
CJ is still very low right now. Finally building up that passive healing. But Coda able to open this fight up. Exo going down. They don't have that amplification matrix. The spear not in hand for Snippy. And finally, it'll be Cogent, Hog and Ball Torture faltering here. Emerald found the pick that they needed, and they're going to finally get this point.
Yeah, you love to see it. It cost 3 ultimates. The Gravitic Flux and Bob were fantastically used there by the side of Emerald. And, I mean, you've still got an overclock and you've got a amplification matrix, so you're not too mad about that, honestly.
All right, here we go. Emerald finally breaking the stalwart defense of Cogent to CJ Cool. Finally gets caught out of position here, and Terra Surge is out dealing so much damage, and as Disero throws in the orb there, it'll be a great fight for Cogent, only expending that Terra Surge.
Yeah, and they do manage to stagger out Meerkat as well, which you hate to see if you're the side of Emerald. And now you got to start worrying about these support ultimates for Hog and Ball Torture if you're the side of Emerald. You got to have in the back of your mind, hey, this Coalescence and this window haven't been up in a while. And neither has Bob, quite frankly.
Ooh. Okay, Swagnamite starting this fight out on to Fafita. Now the Coalescence from Disero to try and even up the score. They're going to lose race, unfortunately, with Solo for so long with that Immortality Field. Not going to be able to do enough. CJ Cool now sitting on this off angle, just chucking the nades in. And without Disero, that's a lot of that supplemental healing and damage gone, but Snippy does not want to back off here. Still being very, very aggressive, but finally will decide to back off. The Amplification Matrix going to come out early. They do not know that CJ Cool is behind them, though. The Junkrat still trying to find something on the flank and will do just that. Meerkat dead and buried. The Riptire good for Swagnamite and Emerald. Once again, bitten by the CJ bug.
Yeah, this flank rat is getting a lot of work done for the side of Cogent on this map. And Emerald, again, going to have 5 ultimates for this next fight. I have a hard time believing they don't just take this fight, but they need to stagger their ults really well right here so that they have some more for the second and potentially third fight that's going to be on this point.
All right, here we go. They need a play here. Terra Surge out from Snippy early, finds a significant amount of damage. Now Snippy getting aggressive, pushing Emerald back just a little bit by a little bit. Bob enters the fray, finding a lot of damage. Gonna be able to take down Meerkat. Fafita gets the value and gets the kills.
Yeah, and I mean, plus side, if you're the side of Emerald, oh, this can't happen right now. Oh, that's really bad. I think there is still going to be a touch here for the side of Emerald, but it's going to be a rushed one.
Yeah, and with Swagnamite going down early here, that is not what you want to see. a lot of damage onto Fafita and Exo, but it's just going to get healed up instantaneously. And Emerald right now is only one man. It's just Race left alive, who, you know, for what it's worth, is getting extra meterage, but it won't be for very long as this Sigma goes down. Emerald's attack will end at 53.69 meters.
Yeah, I mean, you really hate to see that happen with Emerald still having those 3 ultimates online. But that Bob from Fafita was just really, really good. And like I said, getting that stagger kill out late was really massive because it forces your Ashe into overtime spawns. And then, like I said, you're going to have a rush touch that isn't it if you want to really get some progress here.
Yeah, and I mean, Cogent, they just look strong right now. I mean, that's all you can say is that they were very, very patient. They weren't over aggressive, with the exception of CJ Cool, who was doing Junkrat things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they were their mere existence was enough to hold Emerald back. For at least 90% of that, you know, initial point A attack. You know, they were just holding the corner, waiting for Emerald to try and make a play, and every time Emerald tried to make a play, Cogent was just there. And that is, you know, a rare sight when the mere existence of a team is scary. They've got some aura in this diamond tier.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I gotta say, I really like this pick from Swagnamite. Mei is a hero that can really stop tank players from just walking forward and getting really, really aggressive. But that being said, you're depending on your Baptiste and your Ashe to deal with this Pharah that's coming out from Fafita that they have shown that they like to play.
Alright, here we go. Snippy comes out on Rectangle Man. We'll see if they can find the value here on... well, Fafita does find that value early. That's unfortunate for Emerald as they've lost their Baptiste early and the aggression is there. The wall is out, but it doesn't mean much of anything when everybody is just falling over.
Oof. Yeah, that early pick from Fafita onto Ortho Meerkat was just, it's too much to recover from. Like I said, you have to have your Baptiste available if this comp's going to work for you, because Baptiste is the main person that can actually kill the Pharah on the
Yeah, an absolutely blistering pace from a Cogent moving forward, and Snippy knows that they only need, what is that, 30 more meters now before they win this map and move to match point. We will see if Emerald can make anything happen. Reese is taking a lot of damage. She just can't deal with the Pharah from the sky, and will go down first here. The wall is out. They're able to take down Fafita, but you see Snippy just walking down Races. Yeah, this map is all but over. 4 meters remaining. There's only 3 players left alive for Emerald as, you know, they get the kill onto CJ, and it's a 2 versus 2 here. Snippy almost has the Earth Shatter, but the spawns, they're just so much closer for Cogent, and as the numbers begin to dwindle for Emerald, Cogent, Hoggett, and Ball Torture will be able to move to match point in dominant fashion.
Absolutely dominant fashion. Also, I can't say I've ever seen a Pharah rocket direct hit somebody through a BAP window, so now I can say I've seen that. And it does as much damage as you would expect.
Yeah, this match, I think, is less of a testament to Emerald's skill, but to Cogent's skill, right? Because they're 9-0. They're not at their full strength right now. This team is scary. This team is, I feel like even saying that they're scary is probably not giving enough justice to just how good that this team is as a whole. I mean, like, they're off-rolling and dominating this hard. Like, I don't know. I just don't know what else to say.
Yeah, they're obviously, like we said, very strong team. Really good performance so far. Snippy on this Orisa just putting in all of the damage in the world and just being able to just int forward continuously and get kills. I mean, it's just really, it's something to see, to say the very least. And next we're going to go to Saravasa. I'm going to bet money on it because nobody ever picks New Junk City.
Hey,
But,
more
we'll-
people
we'll
have
see.
been picking NJC here recently.
Oh, is that right? All right,
Yeah.
all right. We'll see. We'll see after our break.
Stick around, guys. We'll be back.
Yep.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
Got lots of love. Love. 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 Got lots of love. Love.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Right now, Cogent is proving why they are a force of nature in the Diamond tier, up 2-0 over Emerald in the first round of the Diamond playoffs. Going into map number 3, which, as most people could have assumed, it's going to be Suravasa, and Emerald needs something to cling to here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is the map we see that queen come out again for the side of Emerald, but we've seen the side of Cogent pretty consistently picking this Orisa. So you almost have to walk out on the Orisa to start with if you're the side of Emerald, just because you know that's what you're about to see, most likely.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as tanks go that are not good into Orisa, Junker Queen is one of them. She just denies so much from Junker Queen. It's ridiculous. The spear spin cancels out both Carnage and Gracie, the axe and the knife. The spear can stop Rampage. I mean, there's just nothing that Junker Queen can do that Orisa cannot stop from happening. Terra Surge is a great displacement tool where, you know, positioning is such a big part of Junker Queen's gameplay. It's just like the Junker Queen can work in a lot of scenarios on Flashpoint, whether it's New Junk City or Suravasa, but not into Orisa, unfortunately, at the moment.
Yeah. So I think the smartest play for Emerald is to just come out mirroring that Orisa composition from the side of Cogent. That's probably going to be your best bet. Like, change up things outside of the Orisa to try and give your team an advantage, but I think you have to match this Orisa if you want to have a chance of taking this.
But as we get into this map, it does not appear, you know, still waiting to go in, but it does not look like Emerald are going to be heeding that warning. They're going to try this Junker Queen out on Suravasa, where, you know, she's very, very strong, but I mean, into the Orisa, it's going to be really, really dicey. So we will see what they can do as we get in here to Suravasa. Market, as always, will be our beginning point. We'll see what Emerald can do here. Coda takes a lot of damage. With that commanding shout, able to get in there really, really quickly. Try and get up into the face of the Orisa. Carnage rips through, but not quite able to find that damage as Coda tries to jump on to EXO. They're going to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, just really, yeah. Really strong performance in first fight from the side of Hog and Ball Torture. You see Fafita almost has this Pulse Bomb, and Disro getting pretty close to this Amplification Matrix as well. So, I mean, Emerald just doesn't really have much to compete with. I mean, look at this Junker Queen, only 27% ult charge. You don't really have a target here if you're Junker Queen that you can easily get to. So it's going to be a tough time for Race trying to play this.
All right, here we go. One more shot for Emerald coming up as the Tracer Gap comes in here from Swagnomite. A very, very big pick there. A lot of the backline pressure out as Snippy tries to hold down the front line without Emerald, without the Tracer. And Race, happy to get in here, does not have the commanding shout at the moment, as the Sphere Spin will be able to cancel out that knife. The Terror Surge dealing a lot of damage, and Snippy able to clean up this fight with a couple of picks, taking out the backline alone, and it will be Cogent, Hog, and Ball Torture taking the market here dominantly.
Yeah, I mean, just really strong ult usage from the side of Cogent there. And again, it's just, you're just coming up to your first set of ultimates if you're the side of Emerald, so it's going to be really difficult. If you're Emerald, you need to ult very early here before CJ manages to get this sound barrier online. That's going to be your only real chance of taking this fight, I think.
All right, here we go. They try to get aggressive with the commanding shout. Dizero was very, very low. Still is very, very low. Doesn't have the immortality field, but able to sidestep the pulse bomb there. Fafita very low themselves, but able to stay alive as Emerald cannot keep the fight going.
And there you go, quick cleanup. Didn't even cap point this entire time. Cogent just now taking that point. Positive note though, for the side of Emerald, you are going to have 4 ults online. Downside for you, EXO has this tectonic surge, and we know how much damage that tends to do.
Alright, here we go. Now the Kitsune Rush out from Reese, not canceled by the spear. Luckily, the Rampage comes out. CJ Cool has a sound barrier ready to go as EXO cannot get away there. Was caught out early, and now Reese is able to get in here and fight without the threat of that venture from under the ground. And with this, it will be Emerald finding their footing here on the ruins.
Yeah, Emerald does take that fight, but it was very expensive. It cost you basically 3 to 4 ultimates there, and you're gonna want that coalescence back. I think that just got used right there at the very end of the fight, because now you got Cogent walking in with an Amp Matrix, a Pulse Bomb, and the Venture ultimate as well, still on the board.
Here we go. Fafita on the point contesting. Gets the cleanse out, but a big stick. The posthumous kill from Fafita to put Cogent even further ahead in this fight with that Amp Matrix. I mean, the damage is apparent from Cogent. Emerald falters to a great Pulse Bomb.
Oh, you know that had to be one of the most hype moments of their Overwatch gaming career for Fafita. Getting the Pulse Bomb out, thinking that it gets Suzu'd, and then you still get the stick anyways. Oh, that's got to be a great feeling, and I think it's going to allow Cogent to take this next point.
It will do just that, and now we are on map match point for Cogent, Hog, and Ball Torture. Man, it's an uphill battle here for Emerald. They get the early rotations as we get over to Garden. But Cogent is not very far behind, as you see EXO has gone over to the Genji here. So we will see what Cogent can do if they clean it up here, or if Emerald can stay alive, get a point on the board as the flashpoint unlocks. We will see a lot of damage being output by Fafita. Coda has to use the duplicate to stay alive in this fight. Swagnomite's Tectonic Surge not going to find a target here, is Snippy pinned to the wall by Coda, and Emerald will be able to find some footing here, getting this first flip on Garden.
Yeah, great fight win for the side of Emerald. It cost you both your DPS ults, but you built up your other 3 ultimates in the process. And the side of Cogent is just going to have this barrage from Fafita. So as long as they can manage to not all die to this barrage coming through here shortly, they should be able to potentially take this point, actually.
All right, here we go. Fafita has the barrage ready to go. We'll see what they'll get, and that won't be the first pick. But the Rampage is out here, and a race up in the face is, absolutely showing the confidence to take down that Pharah. Nothing from the barrage.
Yeah, I mean, smart play, honestly, to get dead in front of the Pharah. They're going to die before you are to the barrage when you're a tank, at least. You have that much HP. So, great play, and there's going to be a touch for Cogent. They're going to have both support ults on the board, so this is going to be a tough fight to take for Emerald.
All right, it'll be CJ Cool that gets the early touch here, and it will be CJ Cool that goes down first here. So down an important piece is Cogent and Emerald. They are able to take this and fight, and I mean, they're still alive.
I mean, beautiful response right there. Taking CJ down when they went for the touch is entirely the reason that they just took that point right there in that last fight. That was great target focus for the side of Emerald. Let's see if they can keep it up on this next point. No ults for them on the board just yet, but copy doesn't take that long to build up from 80%.
All right, Emerald needs this if they want to stay alive in the series. They're able to get one. Can they get another? Terror Surge from Snippy to start this fight out. to be able to take down Reese is big, and you see Swagnomite trying to do anything in this backline, but cannot get a pick there, unfortunately, for Emerald. Cogent, with just the Terra Surge, is able to get the first fight and get the first flip here on Temple.
Yeah, Swagnomite had an opportunity to take out Disaro there in the late fight, and they weren't quite able to. Now you're going to see both DPS ults on the board for Emerald, but Cogent has a Death Blossom and a Sound Barrier available to them. I'm not sure what the response can even be for Emerald for this Death Blossom. If their Brigitte just gets caught out, it just happens.
All right, Tectonic Surge out early from Swagnomite, finds a little damage, but no kills. Exo has the Death Blossom, has 2 with it, and not going to find anything. Will Emerald, well, they get the pick onto Exo there, which is good, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, positive note, though, for the side of Emerald. You managed to get those ults out, and you yourself only use the Venture Ultimate for your side. And you're going to have a lot of ults available. You need to press this early, though, before you get spawn camped.
Fafita rolled into a wall and able to get away, though, luckily, is the Cassidy. Now, one more chance for Emerald to win this out. The Deadeye not going to find any kills here, as the duplicate from Coda is going to be onto the Cassidy, but Meerkat burns through 2 with the Coalescence, so gets the healing, gets the damage, get the flip.
Yeah, but it cost you all your ultimates if you're the side of Emerald. That might be a map/match losing mistake right there, burning all of those ultimates like that. We'll see, though.
All right, we'll see. CJ Cool playing it safe here right now. Knows where Emerald is at the moment. So we will see if the information that CJ's got will lead to a fight win. And I mean, Fafita been so good all series, continues to impress. Snippy has Terra Surge ready to go, uses it to try and get the kill. The damage is there onto a couple of players, and at 99%, this fight will be the deciding fight. Cogent, Hog, and Ball Torture. They can't get the sweep on Suravasa, but they will get the sweep in the series, rolling on into the winners finals of the Diamond tier. They continue to dominate, and they don't want to slow down ever.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, they're undefeated for a reason. They've been absolutely dominant in this tier all season. It's not surprising to see it continue here today.
Yeah, I mean, start to finish, even if they're on off rolls, right? It's just with a team that is as, coordinated and smart and trust each other as much as they do, as Cogent is. I mean, it's just an expected outcome, right? Emerald, they put up the best fight that they could, but I mean, at this point in time, I am not sure if there is a team who can stand up to Cogent at the moment. I mean, a plus 24 map differential is ridiculous, right? What is that?
So considering the fact that the most they could have is a plus 20, the most they can have is a plus 27, because 3 times 9, right? Or is it 8?
It was 8 matches. Games? They didn't drop a map.
So they didn't drop a map.
They didn't drop a map during the regular season.
There you go.
I mean, that's the kind of team that Cogent is. They are trying to complete this perfect season. Let's see. So it'd be 8 matches in the regular season, 2 matches in the mid-season, and minimum 2 matches here or 3 matches here in the playoffs. I mean, they're trying to go 13-0. I mean, that's the kind of team that you're dealing with when you're looking at Cogent.
Yeah, you're dealing with a team that could off-roll and probably still do the exact same thing, because all the players just seem to be very, very flexible like that. So no big surprises here, but Emerald is still going to be alive in that losers bracket. And hey, like I keep saying, anything can happen if you just get really hot at the right time, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, best of luck to Emerald in the lower bracket, and Cogent is scary. They're looking to complete a golden season. I had to go look through the midseason tournament. They didn't drop a map there. So I mean, what else can you say about Cogent that hasn't already been said? They are a titan in this tier right now, and they are looking to complete a perfect season. I don't know how many perfect seasons have ever happened in CGL, but Cogent, they are on the warpath to get that done. So moving forward into the playoffs, you have to be looking at Cogent as the favorite. And I don't think, like, if there were betting odds, I just don't think that there'd be anybody that even close.
Yeah, I can definitely agree.
So, I mean, that will do it for us tonight here on CGL. This concludes the first week of the playoffs here in Season 13. Yeah, a dominant win from Cogent Hog and Ball Torture to continue their rampage. And I look forward to seeing what else they can do. And to Emerald, I mean, you looked fun, right? But the thing is that at some point, you just got to admit when a team is better. And I look forward to seeing Emerald improve and move forward. It's going to be, it's just one of those things where it's like you got to learn from your losses. And I definitely think that we saw some things from Emerald that could be improved upon and some things that looked good. So best of luck to Emerald in the lower bracket, and, best of luck to Cogent. Not that they're going to need much of it, but that will do it for us tonight. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that we will see y'all throughout the rest of the playoffs. Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah, have a good night.